So The Two-Headed Tales was a collaboration between myself and my husband, who's a digital artist. His name is Joe Farbrook. And we had an idea of creating an installation, a painting installation, that was based on a very specific narrative. So you would actually walk into the gallery space and you would have to walk in a particular order to sort of understand the narrative. The story is of a young girl who we kept unnamed, she was just the protagonist, who's accompanied by a double. They venture on a journey together where they encounter all sorts of characters who are based on people who I've met growing up in Leningrad when I was a little girl of that age myself. And the characters become almost commentaries on what happened in Russia at a specific point in time. Halfway through the story, she becomes separated from the double. In fact, she gets rid of her because the double is in her way and sort of drags her down. And maybe that is the loss of innocence, whoever this double was. I had some time to kill and I made this guy, and I really liked sort of how he felt in my hands, how you could pick him up and sort of, look at and touch. And I like the tactile quality of it, the fact that you could see like what his nose felt like. I feel like if they're unglazed, they look more like three-dimensional drawings. When they're glazed, they look more like tchotchkes. But I always thought of them as a crowd of people, a mass of people, some of them more bizarre than others, and you would just kind of walk around and see them interact with you and interact with each other, because as soon as you take a couple of the heads and position them together, you can't help but maybe guess at what their relationship is to each other. So the In Pursuit series, I originally wanted to create this androgynous person that could be any person. And in these paintings, they engage in a pursuit of happiness and through various means. So some of them are fairly straightforward, like with the green painting in it's called Thirst, so through alcohol. And the painting titled Birds, all these people or creatures are sitting on the bird's wire, and they're holding various items that they hold dearest. So that painting speaks of material possessions and what everyone chooses as the most important thing or important things to have. And I feel like these things that I've depicted in the In Pursuit series are present in all of us to some extent. We're all materialistic. We all want objects. We love objects. I work from the gut. But that's how I've always worked. I always get an idea, like I want to paint a woman sitting on a giant strawberry, like in the garden painting, and then I just do it, and then I can look at it and interpret what it may mean and why she's sitting on that strawberry. It is more of a meta location where anything is possible, any kind of interaction, and that sort of frees you to play with scale and reality and play with these surrealist elements. I knew that it was going to be sort of a vertical composition, and I knew that the figures were not going to recede in space, and it was going to be a wallpaper-like effect. For me, if my kids are entertained and they're happy, I'm happy, and then I can sit down and work and paint, and that's my happy place. Various activities for various people. But when brought together, it sort of creates this, not chaos, but rather the opposite of chaos, this order. And it looks like a dance, where everyone's kind of doing their thing, and everyone's given the freedom to do something that seems weird to other people, but makes them happy. So that's my garden, where everyone's doing what they want to do without stepping on other people's toes. My name is Yana Payusova. I'm an artist living in Boston, working primarily in painting and ceramics.